All right, we've got a question here from the coaching group. If you want to join the Durian Rider coaching group, we're getting the best advice, bikes, chicks, dudes, social media careers, going to Thailand, minimalism. Man, I'm the one-stop shop. That sounds really arrogant, but it's true. Who do you know out there who's built more six-figure social media careers than me? I don't know anyone. If there is, let me know, because I want to learn from them as well. This is a question from Austin in the durianrider.com coaching group. Great question. Hey, Durian Rider, I've been a long-time supporter and just want to say thank you for your contribution to the community. I have hundreds of questions to you to ask, but for today, we have one. That's the thing of the group. Ask me as many questions as you want. Start up a new thread. Ask me the questions. If I don't answer it, ask me the question. In a new thread, we answer every single one. Unlimited questions for life in the durianrider.com coaching group. Best value out there, man. Nobody compares to that. Tony Robbins, no one. The advice I'm giving, it's real world. Those people give some great advice, but I'm giving the better advice. And that's a competitive challenge to you, Tony. I plan on traveling to Thailand soon for the first time. First time in Thailand. He's going to go to Thailand as a Thai virgin. With the goal of just eating, we want to see high brix fruits. High brix means high sugar. High brix is high nutrition. The more sugar in the fruit, the more nutrition it has. Ask every organic farmer. I want to eat some amazing rice dishes at night and riding my bike and spending my time maybe learning a passion. What's the best place to stay, to save money, and the best ways to budget? Sorry if this isn't super detailed. I've got a lot of videos on living in Thailand. I love Thailand. I'm currently here today in Adelaide, Australia. I'm in Beulah Park, which is a really nice area in Adelaide, South Australia. If this place didn't exist, why would I live in Australia? If eastern suburbs Adelaide didn't exist, why would I live in South Australia? Why would I live in Australia? I wouldn't. I would live in Thailand. I mean, with what's going on in Australia right now, man, it's crazy. It is crazy. It's really, really sad to see. Thailand, though, is just... what's going on in Thailand, what's going around the world is very sad to see, but I'd say Thailand is probably one of the best places in the world to live. Thailand is incredible, especially if you're into cycling, organic lifestyle, steroids, cycling, fitness, health, things like that. Women, attractive women, feminine women, I should say, because attractives are the whole life. Just nice, feminine, traditional women. Thailand is very, very hard to beat. Philippines also very good. What's the best place to stay to save money? The best place, if you're on a total budget, Austin, like I was back in the day, I would recommend camping out in the forest. Okay, you can stay with the monks. You could rent a place as well for $50 a month US. You could rent a little apartment. You can just camp out. You could volunteer on someone's house, clean for them. If you want the cheapest, the very, very cheapest is camping out on the street in the forest in a little tent. That's pretty much free. You buy your tent for $10, $20, $30. Put that in the back of your bike. You got free transport. All you need to cover is food, because shelter is free, like the animals, just camping out. And then food, $1 for breakfast for bananas, maybe $1 for lunch for bananas and mango, probably bananas. Rice, $1 for rice, soy sauce, $3 a day. Living on $3 a day in Thailand, literally. I've done that. You can do that. Camping out. So you need $3 a day, and for water, you got those reverse osmosis filters everywhere, little stations there. So you need at least 20 cents a day for water. You can get water free from a cafe, but it's good to buy things as well versus just rely on others. Especially if we're men, we need to learn how to become men and support ourselves and support our women in our life. I'm a bit old school like that, but I believe men, especially young men, need to find their passion, earn a solid income, and be good members of society versus just begging off others. It's okay when you're 17 off your mum, but once you're 18, your mum should no longer give you a cent. She should always be paying your way and providing gifts and value there. When I say gifts, I mean like passion and support, etc. Not diamond rings, etc. What's the best place? So that's the best camping out, man. So you need $3 a day. So 3 times 7 is $21 a week USD. $21 a week USD. That's $84 a month times 10, 12 if you want to be there for a year. you're looking at like under $1,000 USD. Now, to stay there for a year, unless you want to do a visa violation and get kicked out if they catch you, I would recommend getting a visa. You get a student visa where you're going to study kickboxing, things like that. Look up visas, that's always changing. So this advice in this video, it's reading here, this advice in this video is always going to be relevant. All right, visas, they're changing all the time. So how much does a visa cost? Find out, because I could give you how much it costs today if you're an Australian, but how is that relevant if you're from America or Poland, or you're watching this video in 5 or 10 years time or whatever, and it's changed. So I'm going to try and keep it relevant information, classic information that doesn't change. So you need at least $80 a month to live in Thailand, at least. You could do it cheaper if you're begging off people, but the world's got enough beggars, especially if you're as a traveller, you shouldn't be begging, in my opinion. So that's the deal. So $80 a month, that's the best way. All right, there you go. Answers that question. Simple as that. So $80 a month, living in Thailand. literally. I think that's answered the question, because your question was, what's the best place to stay to save money? Best ways to budget, and that is camping out and food. $3 a day, breakfast, bananas, lunch bananas, dinner is rice and soy sauce. You can buy a bag of sugar if you want something sweet, or if you want a sweet dish of rice, you can have sugar, water and rice, mix that up, eat that. It's really, really good dinner hit if you want something sweet, and then you can finish it with some savoury rice. And there you go. And if you obviously want more gourmet food, then it's going to cost you more. That would be the thing. And spending my time maybe learning a passion. That passion could be, it could be kickboxing, it could be cycling, it could be, volunteering with the Bangkok University counting butterflies. It could be, having a Thai lover and learning the ways of women through an experienced Thai lady. So it's, there's many things for a young man or any man to do in Thailand. I would stay away from the drugs. I'd stay away from, you're only 21 as well, so I'd stay away from the steroids. Unless you had some sort of, medical situation, but that's another question. And so you're 21, so stay away from the steroids, because I think taking steroids at that age, unless you have a genuine clinical need, i.e. you lost testicles from an accident or whatever, unless you have a genuine need, I don't think taking steroids at 21, I don't think it's a good idea, because your brain's still forming and you're still finding yourself. And steroids, man, I've got a lot of experience with steroids. They absolutely supercharge your brain and life. So it's like putting the pedal to the metal. So if your life skills and stability aren't really there, and that's why a lot of people on steroids, suicide or do stupid shit or end up in prison, because they didn't know how to handle the speed that steroids let you live life at. It can be very, very, And most of the guys on social media who use steroids, mad depressed. All right, so that's something to keep away from, and do your homework for years and years and years. I think someone should do at least 5 years of homework on steroids and hang around steroid users before they consider even using them, to so you really understand what's going on there. That's just my opinion, and I've got no regrets about delaying my time. I'm glad I didn't use steroids when I was offered steroids back in 97, when I was 20. I was 20 in 97. I was 20. And my friend offered me some steroids, anabolic steroids. Someone I high valued, someone I trusted, but I was like, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I said no, because, I didn't, I'm glad I said no. I'm glad I said no, because I would have had a lot different life since then. So I'm glad to be able to live on both sides of the fence. I'm glad to live as a natty for like 20 something years as an adult. An adult is for 20 years natty. And now, it's the last 7 years sort of going a little bit more and more enhanced. I can live on both sides of the fence and really speak from experience. So I can, give the best advice. There we go. That's the questions answered there. If it's not Austin, ask again in the group. We'll deep dive again. Thailand, baby. It is an absolute amazing place. And I've seen people really destroy their lives there. I've seen dead people in Thailand. I've seen people get arrested by the police and end their life in prison. I've seen relationships get smashed apart in Thailand. I've seen relationships formed in Thailand. I've almost seen it all in Thailand. Thailand is an amazing place. Very, very dangerous and very, 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 very safe. It depends on you and what you're into and how much attention you are paying on the roads. Cheers.